Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Ken here, and I am so freaking excited about today's show. I'm going to introduce you to my friend Alok. Alok actually makes $1 million a year in his coaching business with no funnels, no paid ads, doing everything from his personal Facebook page. And he's going to lay it all out for you right after this. So the big question is this: how is a tiny percentage of entrepreneurs blow the pack away? What are they doing that we're not? I asked myself that question for 10 years. I was failing forward and getting sick of it. I wanted to build a coaching business, but couldn't make any headway. So I started studying. I realized that the world's most elite marketers, entrepreneurs, and gurus were all using the same 4-step system. I call it the authority factor. On the show, I'm going to prove to you that the authority factor worked for them and it'll work for you. My name is Ken Dunn. Let's get started. All right, friends, I'm back again. I'm super excited because I've got a dear friend of mine. I'm really excited because I got him to come here. The last time I checked, he was in Bora Bora and he told me he wasn't coming back. Alok, good to see you, brother.
Ken, my man, thanks for having me on, man. It's good to see you.
Oh, my pleasure. Friends, as you guys know, I convinced Alok to partner with me and teach you at How to Launch an Expert Business, February 27th and 28th. But I wanted to get him here with us now and talk about, this is like one of the craziest things. You're not going to believe this when I tell you, but I'm going to say this right in front of the man. $1 million a year in income in a coaching business with nothing other than a personal Facebook page.
That is true.
Good Lord. Tell us how, brother.
A couple other components like a Facebook group and things like that. But yeah, I've built organically just through being able to create really rich human connections and using the ability to create content that draws people towards you magnetically. And, there's so many other strategies that can take you from 7 to multiple 7 figures. You're on the paid ad side and it's amazing and it absolutely has its place. Right.
Yep.
But for a lot of my people, they come to me and they haven't yet gotten to the kind of big leagues where they can really invest heavily into that. And I'm like, great, let's fill that gap. Let's get you to 20K, 50K, 100K months. Organically, and then you can throw rocket fuel on it with the paid ad side of things.
Yeah, without a doubt. And the reason I wanted you to be a part of this is at How to Launch an Expert Business. We're going to create an end-to-end system for people. So there are millions and millions and millions of people out there who either want to start an expert business, an online business, or they've started one in theory, but they've yet to generate their first sale. And you had me at hello. That's the bottom line. When I heard what you were doing and why I started following you is everybody's on a personal profile already.
That's right.
And what most people get overwhelmed with is, how do I run that ad? How do I build that funnel? And the whole damn funnel is organic. I went through it today again. It's just amazing. Listen, what advice do you have for the coach who's just getting started? And I'm not talking about the come talk to me. I'm talking about right here now. What's an actionable step they can take that could make a difference today for them?
Yeah, perfect. So simplify your offerings and get super clear on where you add the most amount of value for somebody. So a lot of things that I see organically happening is that people, there's FOMO, right? So as a new coach, you can have some FOMO where you're like, well, I could do a little bit of this and I can also help this person with that. And I could do a little bit of this. And because you're worried that you might lose some business by not sort of saying I can do all these different things, what ends up happening is you dilute your message. And then people don't really know where your zone of genius is. And so they don't either know who to send you as referrals. So my number one recommendation to a new coach is really figure out where you can add the most amount of value to people the quickest and focus there and really own that.
Wow. Strong message. And this isn't just theory for you. You've had people gnawing at your heels for several years saying, can you just show me this? Can you just show me this? And I know that was a stretch for you because it was taking you away from your own business. But let's talk about some of the people that have done what you've told them to do in organic branding and marketing, and what's happened?
Yeah, I'll give you a great example. I just did an interview this morning with a client of mine, Brianna Haynes, and she will be the first to tell you she was actually very resistant, and part of that was, and for any of you out there, where if you're newer, there's two ways you can go. You can either explore somebody shrinking the length of time, or you can go, I'm going to do it my own way, right? Well, we started working together, and she was resistant. She was one of these. She was like me, actually, to be honest, back in the day, little hard-headed, little unicornish. I got to do it my own way. And literally, when she finally let go of all that, and this, I'm going to share with you guys something critical, a change that she made, which is she stopped thinking about what is the business that I want to create, and she shifted to, and everybody listen to this, what is the business that the world needs from me,
Amen.
right? And as soon as you all move into that lens, and we can talk more about that. Anyway, she just did 400,000 in 8 weeks. Kid you not. And now I'm going to tell you very straight up, from an organic growth guy, that's abnormal. Okay. There's nothing normal about that. What she did was she moved into the premium high ticket space. Her offers are 20 to 75K. And she simplified her sales process, and she's now just having convos with people in DM, and they're like, yeah, can we work together? So it is possible. It is totally, it's not one of these situations where it only worked for me. And it's not sexy. I mean, this is what I tell people, Ken. I'm like, the stuff I teach you is not actually that sexy. It's just replicable, rinse, repeat, go for it again.
Where did you start, bro? What did you do before you got into helping people?
Yeah, for me, 20-year career in mission-driven business, impact-driven business. So launched 3 companies. First one was in clean energy that converted garbage into electricity and fuel. Second one was a global media platform for women to reshape body image and mass media around the world. And the third was a sustainable clothing company that fed 500,000 meals to people in need. And that's the one I gave my TEDx talk on.
Oh, wow. And now you're doing this. How do you feel?
Oh, man. Honestly, I feel like a kid in the candy store. I feel like the luckiest guy on earth. I'm just like, I wake up, I go, this is such a blessed existence. You know, I talk a lot about particularly empowering women. About 75% of my clients are women. I believe in financial sovereignty for women. And, you know, one of my root stories is that, you know, my mother died in my arms, and I carried her body. And now I carry on her legacy of uplifting women. And so, you know, I did a post yesterday about just all these women and female clients of mine that are in my DM that are like, oh my God, landed my first, you know, because let's not just focus on the big wins, right? Like a client doing 25K, or another client of mine who landed a 45K client, right? Those are all big. But what I've heard from people is like, those can sometimes feel a little out of reach. Like, how about my client who just did her first like 5,995, like $6,000 deal, or a client who did an 8K deal, another client just landed a $6,500 deal, right? Like, those are game changing for these women.
Amen.
Right? Absolutely game changing. And I want to share this. They're not discounting their prices, because that's what I hear. They go, Alok, you know, up until now, I was always, to land that deal, to get that customer, I would just discount myself.
Right.
And I'm like, no, own your value.
What are you going to do at the event? Because like you were telling me before we got onto this chat, you were telling me about how excited you were because you were going to lay it all out.
Yeah.
What exactly does that mean?
Let's go end to end, right? Like, I'm going to walk people through how can you utilize your profile, your personal profile, to be able to, listen, some of you, maybe it's 10K months, maybe it's 20K months. Like, literally the things that I'm going to break down are just exactly what I do. And not just me, but what my clients do. I'm not going to hold back. Like, Ken knows this about me. I'm the guy. I'll just be very transparent. This is probably inappropriate, but you know, maybe there's a little bit of people pleaser in me, but I'm going to over deliver. Like, I want to go, here's everything. Here's the whole kitchen sink, so that y'all can be out there and start moving the needle from the weekend, from the time period. So it's not like, you know, just a bunch of fluff. Like, I'm going to lay it down for y'all.
Okay. So here's what I want you to do without giving them too much, because I want them to come to the event. And friends, if all you did was paid $39.95 to listen to Alok for the 2 hours that he's going to be there, it will make you millions. And let me give you an example of that. One of the things that he does is he does live videos on his profile every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to tell you what his profile is. I'm not even going to tell you what the videos are about. But look, here's what I want you to do, bro. Think for a second. What is the most important single line that you say in all your live videos that is the snap for people? So I'll give you a second to formulate that, because I know you weren't expecting that answer.
Woo!
But what I know about Alok's whole business and mission is he focuses on simplicity. Like that's the thing he's teaching his clients over and over again. The more complicated, the less revenue. And I know that there is like a simple message that he's got buried in his content that comes up over and over again. And it's one of those snap lines that he says it and it kind of cements it for people. And this is just a little example of what he's going to do at the event in the 2 hours he has with you. So did I ramble long enough, Alok, for you to get
so
that
good, man? I was like, man, I've got a few, and I'm like, holy shoot, the pressure is high. You know, for me, the hook lines that in my audience, right? A lot of it is for me, like when I start getting into niche of really who I speak to. And that's a differentiating factor, right? Like I talk a lot about the intersection of the masculine and the feminine, and that a lot of my clients are the kind of strong feminine and the strong masculine who have a blend of the two. And I really start speaking into this hybrid leader who I believe is the future of changing the world. And usually in my audience, that's the moment for me. It's the high achievers, right? They know, and for them, it's not just the money piece, right? They're not just looking to just make a ton of money, right? Like there's no shortage of offers out there that can just make you a ton of money. My people want to make a ton of money by transforming a ton of lives, right? So when I move into that space, usually that's the moment that like my audience is like, yes, we need to talk. And
bro, you got me there. So at the event, you're actually going to teach people that?
I will share how they can begin to start finding where their zone is that will create the hook for your people to be able to go, yep, that's me.
Wow.
And this gets into the neuroscience of buying decisions. It gets into the neuroscience of brain patterns, and the ability to use words that start drawing a premium buyer who's got their credit card out ready to buy from you.
Friends, you are absolutely insane if you don't come to howtolaunch.expertbusiness.com. Get to that link, click on it, and buy a $39.95 Alok ticket. Any final words for everybody, brother?
Yeah, here's the thing that I want to share with all of you. Like one of the biggest gems that I've learned is that singular sentences from mentors can add 6 figures and multiple 6 figures a year. And for some of you, it'll put you on that 7-figure singular sentences. So be listening for gems, and then be courageous and bold to implement. There's no shortage of people that listen and they go, oh yeah, they get the rah, rah, rah. And they're like, and then they don't take the action, right? Mm-hmm. Commit to really going, I'm going to listen for all the gems from all the amazing speakers. And then I'm going to implement them and take bold action.
Awesome, brother. Thanks for being here today. And to everybody, go to howtolaunch and expertbusiness.com, and we'll see you on the 27th.
It's going to be fire.